welcome to Maverrik Live. I'm your host Luke too, and today I'm joined by Louise.
Hi Luke.
How you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
I've put the heating on to try and get a nice warm atmosphere in the
cold, isn't it?
because it's very cold lately down in November. So when you are cold, obviously you feel like the environment's a little bit chilly. Your hands are freezing up, so it doesn't create a very productive workplace, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Actually, is creating a productive workplace in the office environment. So we've done quite a few things in Maverrik to make people feel comfortable with how they're working. One mainly is making sure the heating's going on so you're happy. There's also a few things that we want to try and discuss here today. First point really is our environment's quite different because we work in a creative environment. There's a lot of things going on at once, and it's an open plan office as well.
Yep.
So it can be quite hectic at times. But we do offer a flexibility in working. So there's a lot of meeting rooms, there's a lot of quiet spaces that people can go because we have a lot of obviously client meetings at the same time. Do you want to talk about the thought process that goes into that?
Yeah, sure. So I think we're working the office space quite well now. So we've got 2 meeting rooms, haven't we? Yeah, 2 meeting rooms that are available to be booked, and anyone can go in the diary and book them.
We've created another glass room as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've got another glass room and we've got the boardroom that can be booked out for meetings. So in terms of space for people to get away if they've got clients to speak to or sales calls to do, then we've got that space available. We've moved some of the team down to the office space downstairs now, because it's quite noisy in the open plan office, wasn't it, for a while?
We're filling up with people. There's multiple new people coming in. I think everyone saw the new lives. I'm introducing this person today, and it's just been nearly every week someone's come in and joined the team. So with that growth in the team, there is, I always say, the space and filling that space and using it in a way to make sure everyone's productive and getting their work done. It's quite challenging, isn't it? Especially when
it was quite noisy in the main office, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When everybody was in there. So we've moved, I think there's about, how many people are downstairs now? 1, 2...
There's about 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Joined into a room downstairs.
Have you been in there? It's so warm.
Yeah. We've blocked off the windows, so we're really happy. We're nice and warm.
Yeah, they're happy. They're warm. They're comfortable. So yeah, there's a nice space down there, and then we've got
the account manager on the side, content team,
in the main office.
Do you think dividing the creative teams with the more admin teams, because obviously with creative people, when they discuss things and they bounce ideas off each other, it can be quite a collaborative thing, isn't designing and the creative side. And then you've got the account side, admin side, where it's a lot of entry. You need to be focused, make sure you're triple checking things. So having that balance, having that flow, especially in an open plan, can be quite tough to mitigate. But at the same time, you want to make sure everything's positive, so you're not just putting people in their boxes. Like, go over there, be quiet.
Stay in your seat, be quiet.
Yeah, it's not that, because a lot of different personalities work in a lot of different ways. Because if you sitting at your desk and you're eating, the person next to you might hate the fact that you're chewing in their ear. So it's also good to create separations between the workspace and the other environment.
Yeah, so kind of think having the pool table in the room as well is kind of the central focus, isn't it? So people who are downstairs or in the other building can go and spend time in there during their breaks, so that they can kind of
just unwind a little bit. Yeah,
take some time away from the screen and go, and also they probably time that in with having conversations with the people who aren't in the office with them.
Yeah, and having the separation is really is good as well, because if your mindset is, I'm going to now go and have my 15-minute break just to, clear my head.
Yeah.
It's in the same room, it can kind of be a weird juxtaposition, because when you're sitting down at your desk and you've got your workspace, you're like, okay, now it's time to get to business. I'm going to do some emails, I'm going to respond to someone, but you wouldn't want to try and do the same thing. It's like having your dinner table in your bedroom.
I think we're all guilty of doing that, aren't we? Sometimes, but I think it's really important to take some time away from your screen and from the people that you're sat with, and just kind of go and chill out for.
Yeah, because otherwise you're in that one space for 8 hours at a time, and you wouldn't do that in your own house a lot of the time. If you're going to be in the living room for a long period of time, it's usually because you're watching a movie, but you do take breaks. You go to your kitchen, or you'll go somewhere else, or go for a walk. It's something to break the day up a little bit. And I feel if people can't do that, they'll become less productive over time.
Yeah, of course they will. Yeah, so I've just been outside with the dog, and then come back in, and I've seen 2 members of staff walking to the shop for their to take some, you know, to go and buy
some
some
fresh
lunch.
air
So
at
it's
the
nice to
same
get
time.
some lunch, because I think it's about a 10-minute walk to the shop, isn't it? So it's not that far.
Yeah,
so you've
it's
got time
about
to do
15
that
minutes, yeah.
in your break and just like chill out. And
Sometimes to get away, and if people don't, you know, if it's not like a walking environment around your office space, having a space in the office itself is a really good.
Yeah, so we've also got the
factor for
kitchen
it.
downstairs, haven't we?
Yep.
A big kitchen with a table and chairs in it and a sofa. And then outside here, there's some seating as well that doesn't actually get the use that much, but, you know, maybe we
Yeah,
should
it's
encourage
surprising.
people to
Maybe
sit
we
down
need to
more.
add something to maybe add like a. I say the more you add to a place, you're like, oh, it's not going to be less productive. But I think people understand that they've got obligations, they've got work to do. If they know how to do it and it's used correctly, having those spaces isn't much of a distraction.
Yeah.
It's actually helpful to get people in the right mindset of, okay, now I'm working and now it's, I won't say playtime, but now it's like time to, you know,
Like
let off some
respite,
steam.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if you took everything away, then you'd have a very unhappy workforce, wouldn't you? And
Yeah, because also
people wouldn't be more productive, I don't think.
you want to create a welcoming environment, because we've got our mantras on the walls. We've got nice, colourful like spaces.
Yeah.
Because if everything's all dull or grey and just laptop screens, it can be a little bit stifling, can't it?
Yeah, I went into an office last week, actually. I won't say where I was, but everyone was working in individual booths, and I know that there's been COVID and stuff,
Yeah,
but it was quite...
felt a little bit
I don't
robotic.
know. Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
liked to have been sat
You've got your cubicles. And
in a
then,
cubicle, and there was nothing else to do in that place apart from sit in that little box.
Yeah. Do you like having a customised desk?
Yeah.
So you could bring in like little trinkets, like pictures and the rest of it, because I think it does help, because I'm a trinket person.
Oh, well, and I say that, but then I've just tidied my desk because I was trying to get rid of some of the clutter. So I think it was
Yeah.
starting to build up, and I was like, oh, I can't work in this space anymore. So
It's a
I mean,
mindset
thrown it
sort of
away.
thing, isn't it? You can be like,
Yeah.
clear your brain, but I like surrounding myself with little
There you go.
like
Go see
bobbleheads.
look at your
And
desk in a minute and see what's on there.
you can see the personality of a person when they've got their desk, because Editor Joe, he's only got like his mug and then his keyboard and a mouse, and it's just the different like ways people work, don't they?
Definitely, you can see the people that like really love their tech as well, because everything's all electronic and there's no bits of paper with and post-it notes and kind of pens everywhere.
Yeah, if you went to our techie Alex's desk, you just see a bunch of keyboards, and he's got all of his gadgets, got a toolbox next to him.
Yeah,
So
and he's got like drawers of like mouse and kind of keyboards.
you can really
and
see
stuff,
what
so-
people are about, especially if you look at the content team's desks. We've got quite a lot of things that say who they are on their desk, which is quite nice.
Do you know what, after this I'm going to go and have a more of a nose.
Yeah, have a
at
nose.
his
It's really
desk.
interesting. You'll learn a lot about someone just by looking at their desk.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you for coming down, Louise.
That's okay. Thank you for having me.
No problem. And thank you all for watching Maverrik Live. If you've enjoyed this episode, subscribe to us and follow us on LinkedIn for a lot more tips and discussions like this. Thanks again for watching Maverrik Live. Thank you again for coming down.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
And we will see you next time.